Headlines: Duterte's endorsement a game changer. Rody has basis to link Makabayan bloc to Reds. Garcia favors strict accreditation of party lists. Alert Level 3 remains effect over Taal Volcano. DoLE to provide 10-day emergency employment. Bucks survives Sixers. And DTI's livelihood support for MSME. Good evening. Today is Wednesday, March 30, 2022. I am Miguel Paldagonan and this is Tribune News on Q. Here are the stories for this evening. Malacanang said President Rodrigo Duterte's endorsement of a potential successor could be a game changer as presidential candidates seek additional support ahead of the May 9 elections. With only 3 months until he steps down from office, acting presidential spokesperson Martin Andanar said Duterte still enjoys broad public support, which allows him to avoid lame duck status. At least 2 presidential bets, Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. and Isko Moreno, are hoping to clinch Duterte's support. The PDP Laban faction allied with Duterte has already backed Marcos, who recently met with the president to discuss several matters including Duterte's experience in running the country. Duterte is set to visit vote-rich Cebu province on Thursday to receive updates on the government's peace and development initiatives in Central Visayas as well as attain a PDP Laban campaign rally. President Rodrigo Duterte has basis to link the party lists under the Makabayan bloc to communist rebels, according to the palace on Wednesday. Presidential spokesperson Martin Andanar said as president, Duterte has access to sensitive information from intelligence community. In his talk to the people on Tuesday night, Duterte urged the public not to vote for the Makabayan party list groups, which he said are legal fronts of the Communist Party of the Philippines. The president identified these groups as Kabataan, Anak Pawis, Bayan Muna, ACT Teachers, and Gabriela. Meanwhile, the Commission on Elections said it can look into accusations that some party lists have links with communist insurgents as long as there is a disqualification case filed with the poll body. Commission on Elections or COMELEC Commissioner George Garcia on Wednesday said there should be a strict accreditation process for party list groups to prevent the system from being abused. Garcia was commenting on allegations that some politicians are buying party lists to have a chance to obtain seats in the House of Representatives and noted that the COMELEC is just implementing the provisions of Republic Act 7941 or the Party List System Act and the Constitution when it comes to the matter. He added that if ever the provisions in the Constitution or law regarding party lists will be amended, the specific sectors that needs representation should be identified. Citing the position of Supreme Court, Garcia also pointed out that even billionaires are allowed to represent the urban poor under the party list system and advised voters to choose a party list that truly represents their sectors, protects their interests, and sticks with an advocacy. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Lilipad na ang agila, magtatanggol, magmamahal sa ating bansa.
We shall fly, soar, fight, and win!
Maasa, intay, sarap, sayul.
Fun and inspiring na kwentuhan? Sagot na yan ang programang Spotlight ng Daily Tribune. Makipagkwentuhan at kilalanin ng iba't ibang personalidad na kilala sa kani-kanilang larangan. Manood at makinig sa mga inspiring stories na kanilang ibabahagi kasama si Nina Ventura at Jojo Silvestre. Be ready ng mamangha at matuwa every Thursday alas 2 ng hapon dito lang sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
In other news, the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or PHIVOLCS, said that a total of 4 volcanic tremor events were observed in Taal Volcano in the past 24 hours. PHIVOLCS said volcanic earthquakes lasted 2 to 5 minutes with low-level background tremor. The volcano emitted 4,474 tons of sulfur dioxide, and the agency said that it will remain on alert level 3 as of the moment. It added that plume coming from the volcano rose up to 1,500 meters before drifting southwest and northwest. PHIVOLCS warned of the possible hazards including sudden explosive eruption, pyroclastic density, currents or base surge, volcanic tsunami, ashfall, and accumulation of lethal volcanic gas. On Tuesday, PHIVOLCS chief Renato Solidum Jr. said Taal Volcano may be downgraded to alert level 2 or increasing unrest within the next 2 weeks if the situation further improves, but stressed that the agency is ready to shoot alert level 4 or hazardous eruption imminent be hoisted over Taal. The Department of Labor and Employment announced it will provide a 10-day emergency employment for individuals affected by Taal Volcano's eruption last week. In his report to President Rodrigo Duterte, Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello III said 1,006 families or 3,649 persons were affected by the volcano's magmatic bursts. The labor chief said the agency is prepared in case the number of people affected by Taal Volcano's unrest increases. More than 5,800 people have been evacuated from their homes due to the volcano's unrest, the Batangas Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office said Tuesday. In sports, Milwaukee star Giannis Antetokounmpo scored 40 points and rejected a Joel Embiid shot with seconds remaining to propel the NBA champion Bucks to a key 118-116 victory over the Philadelphia 76ers on Tuesday. Chris Middleton scored 22 points and Drew Holiday added 18 for the Bucks, who moved a half game behind Miami Heat for first place in the Eastern Conference. The Sixers dropped 2 places to 4th, but still just 1.5 games behind the Heat. James Harden scored 32 points and grabbed 9 rebounds for Philadelphia, and Embiid shook off a slow start to score 29 points with 14 rebounds and 7 assists. And in business, the Department of Trade and Industry, or DTI, targets to release 600 million pesos worth of livelihood support to small firms, but this will need an exemption from the election ban on spending. According to the Trade Secretary Ramon Lopez, the department aims to provide 105,394 livelihood kits, including 1,500 beneficiaries for each region in April, May, and June, equivalent to 300 to 400 livelihood kits per province. However, the trade chief noted that it will still be up for deliberation given the election ban on public spending for infrastructure and other projects implemented by the Commission on Elections. The DTI earlier said some 10% of MSME were forced to close down as of June 2021. This was up to as high as 52.66% in May 2020 during the peak of quarantines. Micro enterprises are defined as those with total assets worth less than 50,000 pesos. Cottage enterprises with assets worth 50,001 pesos to 500,000 pesos. Small with 501 to 5 million pesos, and medium from over 5 million to 20 million pesos. That wraps up the stories tonight. Before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store, Araneta City, the Department of Tourism, MG Motors, Hino Motors, Security Bank, Empire Eastlands Holdings Incorporated, and Overseas Communities Affairs Council member Anna Lin of the Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Miguel Pautagonan, and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Oh, vaccination, isolation. Gotta keep up with my nutrition. Gotta maintain my body condition. Then I can take my vaccination. What do I choose? What do I take? As long as it is not a fake. AstraZeneca, Moderna, BioNTech, even Sinovac, okay na. Babakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation, no more isolation. With vaccination, babakuna ka ba? 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 Paturok, paturok, paturok.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM. Ang Daily Tribune may digital shows na din. Dahil sa mas lumalaki at mas lumalakas nating tribu, handog sa inyo ng Daily Tribune ang mga programang magbibigay buhay araw-araw. Be informed at mag-good vibes tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Be updated sa news and happenings sa Tribune News on Q. Mas kilalanin pa natin ang mga paborito nyong atleta sa programang The Athletes Tribune. Alamin ang latest entertainment sa programang What's Up. Ma-inspire sa mga kwentong hatid ng Perfect. Search lang ang Daily Tribune sa inyong Facebook at Tribune Now on YouTube. See you there, mga katribu!
Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. Download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS and Google Play for Android to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune invites you to join its Viber community, Katribu, to get updates on the hottest news on politics, business, sports, lifestyle, and entertainment. Emoticons of the Tribune mascot Tercito are available on our community Viber.